So I had an experience recently where it was the first time that I actually opened up kinda to somebody about like the first video that I posted on here was talking about like imposter syndrome and stuff like that. And I guess this was kind of just like the first time that I actually opened up about it in person, like talking to someone, because I don't really talk about it because I don't know, I just never feel like there's a right time. But recently I met a new person, and so when I meet new people, I don't typically meet new people. I keep myself very closed off. So whenever I meet new people, since I don't really know how to talk to people anymore because I kind of haven't talked to someone new in so long that I kind of just forgot how to speak to people, I end up kind of oversharing as compensation for like the awkward silence. So this new person that I met, I don't really know what was happening. I don't know how we got to this point, but I ended up just talking about, because it was supposed to be for like a photo shoot. Not to sound like crazy, but like it's because I make music. If you guys want to listen to my music, it'll be linked in the description below. I actually made a song about Dan and Phil. we don't gotta talk about that right now though. Point is, this person lives near me and they were like, hey, I really like your music and I was wondering if I can take some photos for you for free because like they like photography and they wanted to do that. And I was like, me? Of course. Like, what the hell? That's so kind. Like, my music? Really? But anyways, so we ended up hanging out and then we were like taking the photos and then we were having like brief intermissions. And during these intermissions, we were just kind of talking, trying to get to know each other a little bit because, you know, it's a new person. I'm not just going to show up and be like, take my picture and then dip. You know what I mean? Like, so we're talking and I was just kind of like, out of nowhere, I just started opening up because I was telling them about like my music and what it's about. And I was actually really surprised and shocked that you wanted to work with me or like wanted to like take pictures of me because I didn't think that I was like that like noticeable. Like I feel like my music is not that good. And that's a horrible thing to say because you should always be proud of your art and stuff like that. I am proud of it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like the idea of it, but I feel like I just am not, it wasn't produced how I would like to have been produced, if that makes sense. Anyways, I have this really bad habit of kind of just diminishing everything about myself. I'm like, I'm not that good at like singing or writing or producing or whatever. That's what I say. Do I truly feel like that? That's a topic that I kind of wanted to talk about because, okay, I'm 17 years old. I should probably know these things by now, but unfortunately I don't. So I'm only like recently like trying to learn the difference between being cocky and being confident because the two are very difficult for me to distinguish. So for example, I feel like for most of my life I haven't been able to be proud of my achievements and my accomplishments. I'm just like kind of trying to double down on all that, and I feel like a really big part of it is because I don't want to come off as like conceited, I guess. And so I feel like if someone's like, oh, you're really good at singing, and if I'm just like, oh, thank you, like I don't know, I mean that seems normal, but to me it just seems like, I don't know, like I really don't know how to explain it, but in my head I feel like if I'm like, oh, thanks, like, yeah, you know, it's like how do you respond to that? Like I don't know how to respond to that. Like genuinely I can't take a compliment, it's so bad. Anyways, so let me know if you guys can help me out with that because I can't tell the difference between confident and conceited. I don't know. I feel like since I was very, very small, I've kind of surrounded myself with friends, not on purpose. It just kind of happens. But I've always had friends that kind of like push me down because it's like a joke. Like it's funny. Like, oh, you're so fucking stupid. You're so fucking goofy. Your life is a joke. Genuinely something that someone said to me, by the way. Like, oh my God. Like, oh, you're so fucking stupid. Oh, you're so this and that. Oh, da da da. Just like hella rude things, but like it's supposed to be funny. Like I'm sure they mean it in like a funny way, and it was funny, you know, when it first started happening. I thought it was actually pretty funny because me personally, I like to consider my humor to be kind of like, I don't know, it's bendable, you know what I mean? Like I don't take life too serious. I mean I kind of do, but like I don't take what people say too seriously, and I don't take myself very seriously anyway. So these jokes were funny to me. But up until recently, I've kind of really realized that, like, actually these jokes have been subconsciously implementing themselves into my day-to-day life. Like, now, whenever I do anything, I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking stupid. I'm so embarrassing. Like, I just think all of these horrible things because these are things that have been said to me. And it's like, these things are being said to me from, like, my dearest friends. You know what I mean? And it's like, these dearest friends, they are good people. I like to think that. Because they have helped me, like, through really difficult times. They've been there for me. But it's just that specific humor, it just, I guess I don't know if I'm outgrowing it or it's just really starting to impact me really badly. I don't know, but honestly, I've noticed that like ever since, because I mean that's happened since I was very little, but more so starting like 4th grade when I moved to like this new like little like town that I'm in. It's not new. I've been here since 4th grade. I've been here for a while. But it's like ever since I moved here, like I've had more people be like that, you know what I mean? And I guess it's kind of my fault because I don't stop this behavior. When it starts, I laugh at it actually, and I encourage it maybe in some way, shape, or form. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so stupid. God, I'm such a fucking joke. It's just super fucking self-deprecating, and that's really funny to me. It really is. Like, still to this day, like, sometimes it's funny, but it's the constant, oh, you're so stupid, you're so this, you're so that really affects me. And I think I'm realizing that now, but I just don't know how to put a stop to it anymore because it's like, that's how my friends joke with me. Like, it's not like they can just stop, you know what I mean? And it's not like I'm gonna cut them off because other than that, they're really great people, you know what I mean? There's nothing against them or anything. It's just like, these things have been really affecting me. Anyways, with that said, my self-esteem has been at an all-time low ever since I moved here. When I was little, I was described as like a social butterfly. Like, I loved talking to people. I loved making new friends. Like, I mean, I was pretty confident, I would say. I felt like I was good at singing. I don't know. It's not that I felt like I was good at singing. It's just I liked singing, so I did it. You know what I mean? It wasn't me being like, oh, look at me, I could sing. But it was just me being like, you know, like, I like singing. I'm gonna sing at karaoke parties if I can. Because my dad would always have karaoke parties anyways. But now it's just kind of like, I'm so worried about how people are going to perceive me because I don't want to be perceived wrong. But I feel like it's gotten to a point where, especially like, I'm going to say like sophomore, more so junior year of high school, like I was very much like, I want people to think of me like this, very like twee nature vibes, you know what I mean? Because I do like that aesthetic and I think it's really cute and I think that it does resonate with me, but that's not all that I am, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm a very anxious person now. So because I don't really talk to a lot of people, people have like, I'm not even trying to be like Giga Chad right now, but like people have been like, oh my God, Alixa, you're so nonchalant. Because I'll just be like sitting like, I don't know, like in the library reading a book or something because for English class or like just because I want to, because what's so bad about that? So I'm reading a book or whatever, or I'm doing homework and they're just like, oh my God, Alixa, you're so mysterious and nonchalant. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even trying to like, but like people have genuinely said that and I'm just like, guys, you don't know me at all, bro. I'm not nonchalant. I promise I'm not nonchalant. You have no idea who I am. But it's not their fault. You know what I mean? It's not their fault. It's because my guard and my walls are so up that they just don't know how to perceive me. And it's like, I feel like that's a really big reason why I can't seem to connect with people. This new person that I met recently, they're a great person, awesome person, empathic, very, 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 very kind. But I just can't seem to connect to people for some reason. Like, 'cause I feel like I can't be my true authentic self. Like, I feel like I'm constantly performing, and that was like kind of what I was talking about in the first video that I posted. It's like I'm always constantly performing. It's like I don't know who I am. I don't, you know what I mean, kind of vibes. This is me from the future. This is just a little edit that I had to add in really quick. I feel like I didn't really I didn't go like too into detail on this part. I feel like I had more to say, so I'm just gonna say it right now. By this, I kind of mean because I am so like closed off in my personality, and I'm still like very much performing for sure, 100%. Being so anxious about how this person is going to perceive me, I get very anxious about it, and being anxious makes me really awkward. And then because I'm awkward, I don't know, I guess sometimes I could come off as like rude or kind of just awkward, you know? Like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm so hyper aware of my body. I'm looking at my hands and I feel like I have to move them manually. Like in my head, I have to move them, or I'm like, oh, let me position my arms like this instead of like this, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just so awkward, and it's like so calculated, I want to say. Like, all of my moves and everything that I say is so calculated, and I feel like people can see that, and that just makes me even more awkward because I'm just like, oh, like I'm trying to perform, but like they probably know that I'm performing, and now this is just awkward, and I probably look so ingenuine, and like that's my biggest fear, to look like ingenuine. I feel like if my hand is moving a certain way, or if I'm walking and only this hand is moving, I just feel like people are gonna hate me. Like, I don't know, dude, genuinely, I don't know. I just feel so perceived all the time, and it is very exhausting, and I'm really trying to let that go, and I'm trying to be better, and I'm trying to leave that shit in the past, because genuinely this shit is so fucking like heavy on me, and it weighs me down like every single day. It's just this constant thing that's in my head that's like any fucking interaction that I have, I'm like, oh, that was so this of me. Oh, that was so awkward. Oh, I said the wrong thing, or whatever. It's just this anxiety, you know what I mean? And it's like untreated, and I don't know how to fix it mentally. And having these anxieties also just make it extremely hard to connect with people and be able to actually make lasting relationships, because I just think that they think the worst of me, or it's like I don't even try to pursue new relationships or new, like, not relationships as in, like, you know what I mean, like relationships, like friendships, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I don't try to pursue anything or anyone because I'm just like, this isn't gonna go anywhere. They already have an image of me that I cannot live up to, so I might as well not even disappoint them. That's kind of like the mindset that I have. Saying all of this out loud is kind of making me sound very egotistical. I feel like I'm living so deep in my head that I genuinely can't see outside of it anymore. Like I've gone way too deep in that I can't see the world in any other way. I mean, I can, and I will eventually, and I will actively try to get out of my head. It's just like, this has been my life for so long, and I have been isolated for so long, and I've been confined for so long to the point where I'm genuinely just in my head all the time. So now that I'm going to be going to college and I'm going to be moving to a new city in San Diego, I'm praying and hoping that all of this will go away and I won't be awkward anymore. And I hope that I'll be able to kind of leave this mindset and be able to grow and start thinking of other people instead of just thinking of how they're going to think of me. You know what I mean? I mean, I think about other people right now. I care about other people, but like, I'm just in my head so much that it's like, it really overpowers anything else that I think about. So I'm kind of just, I don't know, living my life like that. But that's not a way to live your life, you know? You really got to let loose, and you need to just be yourself. That's why embracing this kind of cringe side of me, not that liking Dan and Phil is cringe, I'm just saying in that video I was acting a little bit cringe, but that's okay, you know what I mean? It's okay, that's totally fine, and that's the real me, so I'm not gonna change, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's really important for me to embrace that kind of cringe side of myself, because being able to embrace these sides of me that usually I would tear down or let other people tear down actually is very therapeutic, and it has really been helping. And recently I've been feeling a lot less anxious. Definitely not a lot. I would say a little bit less anxious ever since I started this channel, you know. I know it's only been like a couple days. So yeah, just wanted to include that really quick. It's been a while since I posted that first video that I posted on here. It's been even longer since I actually recorded that, because I recorded it a while ago, but then I actually posted it like recently. Since then, I've been able to do some reflection, and I've been able to kind of think about like what I like and what I would want to do, or how I want to be, essentially. And also posting these videos on here, I know I've only made like 2. This is the 3rd one, I think. I might have other ones that I'm gonna post before this, I don't know. Anyways, I know that there's only been a couple videos that I've posted on here, but honestly, this has been a huge help to me of being able to accept myself, because I'm not gonna lie, that Dan and Phil video that I posted, it's not something that I would usually talk about or post in my head. That video that I made, like just that video in general, like it's so like, I watch it back and I laugh because it's a little bit cringy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to hate on anyone. If you guys like that video, bro, I love you so freaking much. Genuinely, the comments were amazing. You guys are funny and you guys are real. But at the same time, it's like, I don't usually talk about my hyperfixations like that. You know what I mean? I mean, I talk about it with like my close friend. And I'm gonna say friend because I really only have one. So kind of making that post was very vulnerable to me. Also, I'm really surprised that it got like 175 views. Like, that's insane. That's so insane, because I like low-key came out on that. But anyways, but to me, it's a little bit cringy, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I'm not gonna take it down, because that video, how I acted in that video, that is exactly how I act when I'm by myself. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm by myself, when I feel like I'm not being perceived, there's no one around me, it's just me. It's just me in my room. I talk to myself. I don't know if you guys do this, but like, I genuinely talk to myself all the time. I'm very lonely, can you tell? Anyway, and me in that video is exactly how I act when I talk to myself. And yes, at times it can be very, very cringeworthy, but in my opinion, that's me. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? You know, that's me. If it's cringe, that's because I'm cringe. And I think I'm finally able to embrace that part of myself. And I don't think that it's a bad thing to be having fun. You know, it's not like, these hyperfixations that we have should not be something that we are ashamed of. I feel like it's really important that we share this kind of cringy, dare I say fangirly side of ourselves, because I feel like it's a huge part of us, you know? It's a really big part of like your personality, and it's not something that you should hide, because like I said in my last video, or the one that I was like ranting about Dan and Phil, if you're not living to be 100% yourself, you're not gonna be happy. You know what I mean? And I feel like because I've had these occurrences where people are like, oh, you're so cringe, you're so fucking this and that, whatever. I feel like I've tried to hide those parts of myself, but I realize now, like, it's not a bad thing that I'm those things. And just because they say, oh, you're so fucking this in a derogatory way, doesn't mean that it's necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a bad thing to them, but they'll get over it tomorrow. I'm not gonna get over it because I'm gonna hold that hate in my heart, and I'm gonna hold that and hide that part of myself forever. And it's like very crazy how like these little things that people say to you can really carry those words with you like for years and years and years. And I'm just so sick and tired of carrying that weight of like the expectations and like trying to run away from this image when in reality, like, it's me, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm cringe. That's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm not a bad person. Like, I'm not doing anything morally wrong, you know what I mean? I'm just being myself. I'm just talking about what I'm interested in. And I feel like everybody deserves the right to do that. Like, that's not crazy to say, you know what I mean? So, in regards to my imposter syndrome video, I can proudly come on here and say that I am slowly but surely getting over it. I feel like there is definitely still a lot of work that needs to be done, but posting these videos and being very authentic and very raw, especially just like with myself, because like a lot of these clips are cut, like I did cut some stuff out, but it's just mostly like me saying like genuinely seriously like, you know what I mean? So a lot of this is genuinely just me being completely vulnerable and authentic and raw, you know what I mean? And it's really helping me kind of accept that part of myself because it's cringe, but at the end of the day, I'm watching these videos and I'm smiling and I'm laughing and I'm interested because I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this is what I'm interested in. That's okay. So, I don't know. Let me know if you guys have any topics that you want me to talk about maybe. I don't know if there's something in specific you want me to talk about. But, I don't know. I just usually just kind of post out of like an outburst, like whenever I'm feeling a really strong emotion about something or I feel like I have something really bothering me on my mind, and I like to talk about it because it helps me feel better. And I recommend that you guys do the same because honestly this is what YouTube was made for, you know what I mean? The whole purpose of YouTube was to be your own like video diary, and I feel like we really got to bring that energy back. We got to kind of steer away from this like performative Mr. Beast content, and we really got to stay true to ourselves. Anyways, that is all I have for today. I'm pretty sure if I feel like I had more to say. If that comes back, then I will talk about that, but I think this is it. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.